Play a game.
Hello there. We're still 9 seconds early because I can't show you yet. Hello, Rails of Illinois, Elliot, Jiri, Grumpy, Englishman, Melbourne, Train Guy, Real Lord, Vectron, Holy Trucker, and C. T. In Some World Gamer 23, who won't be here because he's at school, Wesley, Mark B. Mark B, I think, is probably asleep by now, sadly. It's 11 p.m. in New Zealand. But hello, Pete, as well. So, is it time yet? It's time. Let's go. You know you want to see it, don't you? Let's start with journeys. Are there new journey chapters? That's actually a good question. I hadn't looked. West Coast Speed. No? There you go. The 805 Evero. There are journeys. So, that'll be your training. And Northbound Express services. Watford Calling, semi-fast services. Yeah, so you get 2 stops instead of 1. Yep. Storming the main line, facing the challenges of adverse weather. That'll be the scenarios and the final stretch. So there are journeys for it. How about that? What about on Birmingham Crew? Are there any journeys for that? No. Okay. Didn't really expect any. Let's have a look at the other bits and pieces. Scenarios. My review will go live in... No, probably not. I don't know what's happened to the 150. It broke. Sorry. Anyway, we've got 5 scenarios. I've played 2, and I played half of 1. It didn't break, I just got bored. Anyway, I wasn't overly impressed with the scenarios. They're kind of like services. But, you know, if that's your thing, cool. Timetables. Oh, training. Training's a good one. Training modules. There are 2. Come on, wake up. There are 2 for the Evero. There is the introduction, which is in Training Center. It's actually a really good introduction. The only thing missing is safety systems. But pretty much everything else you want to know about this thing is actually in there. And then there's this one which reinforces the buy mode. It's a bit of a slow start because it's 5 miles an hour, but it does reinforce the buy mode stuff and is, again, a very good tutorial. So I've got to hand it to him for that. Melbourne Train Guy says, can we have a look at the timetable layers? Of course we can. That's where we're going next. Let's get out of there because that's training. Train depot timetable. The monkey-powered Evero. We'll start with monkey nuts. So in this thing, you get... I think it's actually more than they say there is, to be honest. So if we flick back here... Oh, I know why. Ignore me. You want to see the layers? Got to do it this way. Sorry. I was confused for a moment because I'm an idiot. Right. Layers-wise. 27, but I actually think there's more than that. I think they've miscounted. I think there's more like 40. Tubi stock, 377, 350. I think the timetable's relatively similar, but certainly not the same. There's a lot more sheds. Nah, it's only 10. I'm kidding you. Some 710s and some 350s. Couldn't tell you whether they're blurry or not because, you know, I haven't been able to run it on Xbox. Yes, that's tomorrow. Actually, I have been able to run it on Xbox, but they tell us it's not the right build and we shouldn't. So that's normal for the consoles. All right. Evero services on Monkey Nuts. So they say there's 27, but I reckon 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's another page. So that's... Oh, maybe they're right. No, maybe they are right. Maybe it's 27. Okay, let's go look at the other one. Back out here to a good route. What? Didn't say that. Birmingham Crew. Tim table. So there's now, the original is now called the GJR 2019. And then there's the modern timetable, which has the Evero with 37 services. The 150 has popped in for a visit. The 170, the 158, which was, I think, here before, the 153, 323 Centro, 350, 350. More sheds, 99. The train that never runs, the Voyager. Jubilee and Scotsman. Where does Jubilee come from? West Cornwall local. Oh, that's because you get the festive ones. It's a strange place to pluck a Jubilee from, but that's okay. And the Flying Scotsman. So, shall we play the train of the hour? And it says Euston, Milton Keynes, but we're going to do it on this one to start with. We probably want something a little later so you can see it. Let's go this one. Oxley CMD to Chester Part 2. I'll just pick that one at random. I'll tell you what I think of the train in a memento, but let's get into it. West Coast Local Jubilee, it might have AWS actually. Yeah, possibly. Flying Southerner, hello. Rails says, how can people get a railroad to be licensed in a game? Well, you approach the railroad's legal department and their branding department normally. Andy Ladd, hello to you. I am doing well, thank you. Can you compare the base timetable? Well, we'll go back and do that. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at the train. Now, it's probably not the best lighting for it, but let's get set up. So, master key. Did I start that thing? No, hang on. Let me start the software. And it crashes because I've got an Xbox controller plugged in. Great. Let me kill it and start it again. This is not the... It's the train sim software. There we go. Lovely. Okay. Safeties. We'll do that the easy way, but let me actually show you how many things you have to turn if you don't do that. Let me just put that into neutral before it spasms. DSD gives you a little while. You can get as far as that door before it attacks you. Right. So, safety systems, there's DSD, driver safety device. So if you get out of the chair, it yells at you. And like I said, you can get to that door before it yells at you. I've tried. Vigilant, so every now and again it pokes you in the eye and goes, are you awake? Then there's the automatic warning system, AWS, and its partner in crime, TPWS, AWS. Interestingly, it says TWS here on the panel. Is it right? Well, I don't actually know. But anyway, and we don't have ETS. You can turn it on, but we don't have it. All right then, in my tutorial I've told you how to cold start. Let me show you the first bug I found. So if we're standing here, and we open the door, so the door's not touching us, right? I'm stuck. Cannot move. Have to close the door and go back over here and open the door again. There it is. Behold, the cucumber. Let's have a look at the proboscis. So we will, let me get this in the right spot. Because no doubt you want to look at the proboscis. So, 1, forward preparation. Do we have to bring forwards? I think so. Let me do that first. The proboscis. Isn't it pretty? There you go. The proboscis. Anyway, let's get back in the train. If you press that again, it'll close. I think. Maybe not. I'm not going to press that button. Let's press couple and see if that closes it. No, all right, we'll put up with it being open all day. That's fine. Stop at crew. Really? Do we have doors open or something? Oh, no, that one is. What about the others? Are they open? Should we go look inside it first? I reckon. I reckon we should. Surely you want to look inside it. Let's go for a walk. So we have first up the entryway. Then we come into the galley. It's where you can make your sandwiches and your cup of tea. See, this is for food and equipment wash. It's not a urinal. There you go. We have all aboard coffee, very important. Can't believe it's not dairy. And assorted stuff. I'm sure they're little bottles of alcohol, but, you know, Couldn't be. Danny's UST? HST. Oh. That's actually a good joke. Danny's HST company. I like that. Coffee machines, also not urinals. Microwave, toasty machine, and cabinets for stuff that you can't get anything out of. Then we have first class with the tables. Can you sit down in first class? Oh, I'm sorry. We're not important. Oh, we can sit here. We can't sit over there. That's interesting. There you go. We can sit down here at Wolverhampton in first class. No one in Wolverhampton could actually afford first class, so that's beside the point. And Matt, can you come out of the dunny? No? You're not going to come out. You're going to leave it locked for us again. He's always in there. Mm-hmm. Seats are still a bit blocky. I'd prefer blocky to blurry. Just saying. All right, let's find a table seat that we can sit in. There we go. We have got wireless charging, so you can put your phone down on the table. There's USB ports and that sort of thing as per normal. The seats look okay, I think. They look a little flat, but the real Avanti seats are like that too. Oh, what's going on? What's going on? Is the game hung? Yeah. The game hung for a moment there. Interesting. I haven't actually had that happen before. Robert Coyle, hello. Ibby says, Foggy style, hello. Hello, Ibby. No one in the West Midlands can afford first class. There you go. Here's where, if you can't afford a ticket, you just sit in these things. Nah, they're for bags. Matt. See, Matt's moved dunnies. Mind you, I think this is bikes and stuff, isn't it? It's a little... Yeah, I kind of prefer that than the outside. The important stuff's quite clear. Oh yeah, guard stuff. Guard stuff. You want to see guard stuff? Let's do guard stuff. Stand at the guard station. Open the door. Watch me wreck things now. And local door? I think it's local door first. And then door release. Yeah. I don't think it actually opened, did it? Did the others open? No. That's probably because I pressed local door only. Stand at the guard station. Do it again. Go outside. No. What have I buggered? Stand at the guard station. Let's press that and press that. I'm not hearing doors open. I've buggered it, clearly. Well, it doesn't really expect me to open the doors now, so we'll put up with that. You have to stand there. It's annoying. Oop. Doop. All right. The other carriages are remarkably the same. More toilets that you can't go into, sadly. Full of Mac clones. There's another one sneaking down the side there. Let's go drive it. It's enough of frivolity. Come on, open. Come on, open. Thank you. Whee! We're going to lose our path if I don't get out of here soon, aren't we? Ibby says, doors open too fast, you reckon? I've had it working before, Melbourne Train Guy. I think it's probably because I'm not in card mode. It's just doing funny stuff. Because it wouldn't be expecting me to do that. Do we have interlocks? No. So let's close the doors. Hopefully we haven't got a door fault or something. No, we have an interlock now. Lovely. Okay. Shall we fang it? Come on. You're going to work properly, machine. Clearly it doesn't believe the little train sim controller today. That's okay. It was working before. Swapping between diesel and power mode. Should we do that? We're in electric mode right now. So if we should have pantographs up somewhere. Oh no, we don't have pantographs up. Maybe we are in diesel mode. How did I get inside then? Did I mention this has a few bugs? But anyway. Diesel mode. Engine start. And we should hear... There they go. The engines are firing up. And we can drive now. So we'll drive on diesel for a bit. And then I'll... Oh, haven't done headlights. Alright, there we go. Hello, Hawks. Hello, Plays, Trains, Games. Why does it say not in service? Good question. I think we're in empty cars in this one. Going too fast, as usual. That's me. Lots of wheel squeals. They're quite good at that. Good diesely noises. Brakes off. Off we go. I will change to electric at some point. Now you'll notice that the cab is silent. It's a tiny bit of noise, but not much. I'm being bad again already. That's okay. No one will know. No one will know. No one will know. Rail says, did you know diesel fuel was invented in Germany? It was by a guy named Diesel. How about that? Bob, hello. Train Views UK, hello to you as well. Ibby says, yes, empty cars. So I think, yes, it is. Interestingly, I don't think diesel fuel was invented by Rudolf Diesel. He was just using oil. But the diesel mechanism and the methodology was certainly invented by Rudolf Diesel. And his helpers. Don't forget his helpers. Everybody forgets his helpers. Now this track must be smoother than West Coast Main Line. No, it started doing it. Can you see what it's doing? It sways. Just keep our speed under control a tad. But it gets the wobbles like a pacer, and it bounces up and down like a pacer. It's kind of funny. Hello, Amy. Bob says, and petrol was discovered by accident. That doesn't surprise me. Ibby says, can we get a flyby shot? Sure. Whee! Well, maybe. The game's having conniptions for some reason. Let's look at my temperatures. They're a little high, but not well beyond normal. Shall we chase it? We've got a straight stretch here. Let me get set up. Hopefully I can turn this in time. Oh no! Oh no! Oh dear. Everything's died on me. My keyboard's died. The TSCX thing died. And now it's happy. Great. But anyway, that'll make it much easier to do a flyby shot, actually. Because, you know... Well, maybe not. No, now it's going too slow. Anyway, we'll let it go slide past. Does that mean that doesn't work in the cab? Oh, it does work. Why wasn't it working before? That's so weird. I don't think that's the train. I think the game's having conniptions for no readily apparent reason. certainly having some frame rate dramas at the moment, but no, it says 60 FPS. Interesting. Have I tried turning it off and on again? Sadly, my PC's been on all day. I probably should have rebooted it before I started this. Does the 805 have good sound isolation? Look, it does have good isolation, but I reckon the sound that you can hear in here is so quiet, it's going to be unpopular. But at times there is sound. Listen to it now. See, now it's got sound. When we left before, there was just about nothing, was there? Interesting. Robert Coyle says kicking it always works. Ooh, I'm not kicking the gaming computer. It'll bite me. It'll just end up costing me thousands of dollars. I ended up shelling out for a phone today because my old one shit itself. It's still in warranty, but as a strange little snafu, they agree that the problem with it is a warranted problem, but they would have to fix the cracked glass as well. And they said the cracked glass could have caused the issue. And I'm thinking, how does cracked glass cause an issue like Wi-Fi not working anymore? But, you know, so they started to disclaim the warranty, so I just gave up and thought, I'll just get a new one. Amy says tempered glass isn't that fragile. No, it's not. But, you know, when they get hit by a steam engine, it's kind of heavy. All right, let's get up to speed, and we'll let it run past. Yeah, I know, Real Lord Vectron, and I may well take him up on it anyway and get the thing fixed. So I've got a spare sitting in the drawer. Because I've got a spare sitting in the drawer with no camera, because the camera broke. But that was me. That wasn't them. Yes, Grumpy. I didn't buy it from them, it's fine. So I've been spending a few hours getting all my apps working again. You know, things that never come over properly, like banks. Tedious bastards and their security. We are only allowed to do 110 miles an hour. We are not allowed to do 125 miles an hour. Will it be blurry? No. I got a Pixel 10, Flying Southerner. Despite their foibles, I've been a Pixel person for a long time. Can't stand apples. Sorry, Vectron. It's Tia, by the way. What do people want to see apart from driving it? What do you want to see it do? Should I change to electric now? Yeah, why don't we do that? We'll change to electric. Let's make it stop. Interestingly, if you're using a TSC controller, and I did try with a rail driver as well, you can only get the lever to 88%. I guess it's to stop you doing that and putting it into emergency with the lever. But it's interesting. Hawk says Authenticator is a nightmare. Actually, that was the one thing that worked, bizarrely. It's never worked before. I've usually had to restore it, but this time it came up okay. Robert says, I found that every so often the SNG occasionally sounds like the fan in a PS. Is that normal? Could be. Rails wants to know how far I am from Puffing Willie in an off-topic moment. About 35 minutes at 5 o'clock in the morning. Alrighty. The tutorial tells you different things in both tutorials, but you can stop the diesel, push the electric button, and if we push pan up, and I do this quickly enough, let's get it. Yeah, we're lined up. Yep, good. 1. Push. Haha, made it. Alright, we should now be able to drive on electricity. Let's try it. And I have to say it's no faster on electricity. And you see what it does? How it leaned over and now it's leaning back? It's bizarre what it does. It's just so weird. Vectron says 88% limitation, same with the 802 and 801. I hadn't noticed it in there. Sam's Autistic Travel Adventures, hello. You can't wait to play this tomorrow? Fair enough. Melbourne Train Guy said, love to see how many 66 service we actually get. There's 10 on West Coast Mainline South and 9 on Birmingham Crew. In the scenarios, though, you're going to like the scenarios, Melbourne Train Guy. There are lots of sheds in the scenarios. Lots of different ones, which makes me think if you don't have all of the different sheds, you may not see as many. Depends if the substitution's working. Flying Southerner says you can switch on the move in the IETs. I don't think I'd be game to go from diesel to electric on the move. I think I'd be quite happy to go from electric to diesel. Ibby says drivers don't really use max brake, though, in real life. Oh, you'd be surprised about that. This is a commuter train. MTG says the funny noise is the SNG's air conditioner. You can turn it off. Grumpy Englishman says do a storm test, see how it goes and brakes in bad weather. Well, I'll show you in the snow because I want to show you something that's a little bit shit. I'm sure you'll enjoy that. So there you go. We've got back up to 100 now. It does take a little while. It's not the fastest thing on the planet. So we're approaching... we'll get to 110. Sam says lives 20 minutes from Puff. Record is 16 minutes. I used to live much closer to it, but ironically it took me about the same time. But when I leave at fireman's start time, yeah, it takes me about 30 minutes to get there without speeding. Coming home at the end of the day on a Friday night is a different story. Alright. Do you want to see it in snow? It is like the super fast pacer, Flying Southerner. It absolutely is. Can you turn off the air conditioner? Looks like it is off. So yes, you can. It is off already. If you get tired, you can just put the blinds down and have a snooze. And if you get up, DVD will eventually work. There it goes. And then you've got to figure out how to get back in. Getting into the chair, you have to look at the bottom of it to get in there because you can't get up next to it. Bob says, I have to pause and think when people talk about Puffing Billy Automatic, think the locomotive built by William Headley. Yes, it's not that one. It's the Baldwins that we run. Samantha's bus, how long by public train all the way to Richmond and back out? About 4 hours. But at that time in the morning, you may not get one. Shall we look at it in the snow and get it over with? I think so. Let's look at it in the snow. Because I think it's important. So I've shown you the first two things I don't like. Getting stuck in the chair. Oh yeah, you fall out of it sometimes. I have fallen out of it walking up and down it as a guard. But I will show you something else about guards that's a bit sad. You know, just to be fair, I'll show you the good stuff too. So timetable, 8:05, go, oh, let's go monkey nuts this time. Let us go with custom weather. It's January, it's minus 8.5. Let us go with snow, lots of snow. I won't do any wind or anything like that. Let's just leave it at snow. And something a little bit later so we can see it. 10 a.m. should be good. Driver. Ibby asks, has anyone changed the camera motion sway setting? Yeah, I have. I used to have it turned up to make me vomit. Robert says, what's the difference between U and W for German LZB? What's U and Abu? But I don't know. All right, are you ready? So it's snowing outside, right? The only snow it gets on it it gets a little bit of a snow beard. Actually, you can see it bouncing up and down. You see the shadows? It's actually moving when it's sitting still. Sometimes it does it lots, and sometimes it only does it a little bit. I think the wind pushes it around. I think. But anyway, that's the only snow you get, so there's none on the roof or anything like that. Not that we've got any snow falling or anything like that. No. Silly game. Bloody weather. But you don't get any snow sitting on it. Anywhere. It's just... Oh, hang on. No, that's not snow. No, it's just shiny. Which is sad. It's very sad. So if we set this thing up again... Bing. Unlock doors this time. Actually, let me show you the other sad thing first. Okay, so there's a sad thing. There's 3 sad things so far, but let me show you the last sad thing. Let's go back to the main menu. I might have to stop this game and start it again. I think it's cracked the sads. It's just sitting here. It's ignoring me. Hello, David Stevens. In fact, I think I will do that because the PC's working fine. It's just the game's cracking the sad. So let me kill it if I can. It's probably trying to do an update or something stupid. All right, here we go. This time for sure, Ollie. See, hello again. Well, I've shown you the three of the things that I'm not a fan of so far. Bounciness, no snow, and getting stuck in the chair. Oh, and there's a 4th one I haven't shown you, but sometimes if you're wandering up and down as a guard, you actually fall out. No, I actually think my PC is doing something weird rather than the game. I just think it's a bit hot, probably. It's blowing a lot of hot air out at the moment. I think it's probably a bit sad. Yep, it will be about 3 AM. Lord of for Aussie release for Steam. Ibby says, when on electric mode, the airplane sound should be heard from 500 yards away when it passes. It is loud on the outside. It's definitely loud on the outside. Exceptionally so, but you don't hear it very far because they don't do that in Train Sim World. Hopefully my beast is going to work. Hello, Tintin. How are you? Welcome along. All right. Let's go to West Coast Main Line South. Timetable. The real one. The 8:05. Not a surprise at all. Let's pick something in daylight. Holyhead, London, Euston. That'll be fine. And we won't worry about the weather this time. We'll just leave it at whatever it is. And we're going to go into guard mode. Because this is the other thing that I'm not a fan of. You know how you don't get any passengers on your first station with tickets in guard mode? Let's see if this train makes a fool of me, because you wake up and I've not actually had a train with any passengers in it at all in guard mode. So we need to... no, not there. Other end. So the driver's opened the doors, so that's fine. So we'll stand in the guard's position. We'll dutifully do our thing and unlock the door controls. There we go. Key switch on and wait. Yep, wait. Can you see how many passengers are actually getting into this train? It looks basically like 0. I have yet to find a train in guard mode that's actually got anyone in it, and I've tried a lot. Got a driver? Yeah, we've got a driver. So, if you're doing guard mode, it's going to be a lot of just sitting in the chair. Which one did we open? Better go find the one we opened. Not that one. This one, I think. Yeah, there we go. Let's stand at the guard station, check the platform is clear, and lock the passenger doors. Lock.
We'll be calling at London Euston only.
And it locks all the doors. Lock the local door, it says, but the local door's gone. So, you know, you can open it.
With the safety notices
but it locks with all the others. So let's close them again. Make sure the doors are closed, but they're not, are they? No. And you can do bad things to it quite easily. There's no tutorial for it, so I have no idea if I'm doing the right thing or not. There we go. There's our local door, and we'll signal. And driver drives, and we turn off the thing, shut the panel, and check the tickets. And check the tickets when the door opens. And check the tickets. No, see, there they are. Look, they're all turning up now. So this whole train will be empty. So I'm afraid guard mode is a bit of a bust on this train, at least on West Coast Main Line South, because we've got no one. No one at all. So we'll go up the front and annoy the driver for a little while. It is very, very loud in here. At least they got that right. They are noisy trains inside. And of course, in the first class compartment, it's beautiful and silent, like it should be. No toast for the machine. So there you go. There's guard mode. That's what you do. Yeah. So there you go. 5 things that I'm not a fan of. And you can always tell if you got the real one, by the way, because it's got the sticker. Oh well. Do you want me to sit here for the next 15 kilometers? We may get some people get in at the stop, I don't know. I don't really want to sit around for 15 minutes and find out. Of course you can download more RAM, Melbourne Train Guy. Ibby asks, are the West Coast Mainline BMC 350 and West Coast South 350 services the same? I only have the West Coast Mainline South route, not bothered to pay the 30 quid for the full layer. I haven't done a service comparison line by line with them, no. I'm sure someone will. Someone will be empty. Hawk says, no wonder this train's empty, it's broken. C says, no surprise. Wonder if this is a DTG thing or what. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you know, what causes people to get into it or not get into it. Grumpy says the empty train is TSW in a nutshell. Amy says the thing to remember, the IETs and the noise at the end cars are just trailers, no motors or engines. Buttons don't do anything when it's AI. They do... Yeah, the guards buttons should still work. But, you know... I always love doing that to them. This train doesn't stop, though. The Luzern's easy one. If you press the emergency brake when you're just a passenger, it stops. I like that. Hello, signaller. Hello. You can have so much fun with them. You can... It's in max brake, so I can take her master key out and bugger off with it. Right, we've got her master key. Let's go. Let's go. Alright, so, what do you guys want to see? Just want to watch me sit out the window and watch for 15 minutes? Because we could. Grumpy says might still get it for the 2 new timetables, but it seems a bit meh for the price. Non-stop to Euston, no stop at Watford, so no passengers. Yes. Padraw, passenger system is quite messed up on West Coast Main Line South, never any passengers at Euston. Yeah, Euston's a zombie apocalypse town. But I think, you know, let's take an opportunity to have a bit of a look around a bit more in the train while we're waiting. Emergency equipment cupboard, can't open it. If you, this is where I fell out from, so I'm trying to make it happen, but it's throwing me out of the thing, but I haven't fallen out of the train yet. Whoop. I think I almost fell out of the train then. No, it's just throwing me out of there. But, yeah. So having ridden these things, apart from the fact it's remarkably clean and it doesn't have that Avanti smell, it does look okay, I think. So we'll watch that thing. People can tell me whether that looks right or not. I mean, to my uneducated eye, I only remember it from riding in a service. Sounds like the brakes are on for a little while there. Now we're accelerating again. And who says it doesn't tilt? Look at that. Can't open the doors. That's good. I don't know what happens if you try and use the guard panel when it's moving. I haven't tried that. Let's try it. Let's see if we can bust stuff. No buzzers. No, doesn't believe me. Ooh. Ooh. Excellent. Can't get out though. No, wait, let me jump out. Well, that's a bit interesting. I hadn't tried that before. Will I try that again? Tiny bit blurry, but I prefer that to having all the trains on the route blurry. That looks alright. That one looks alright. Pascom. No bookings. Shouldn't they all be green lights with no bookings and no one sitting there? Or another quiet bit. Must be first class. No, but it's not. There you go, Amy. That's for you. So we can come sit in the big chair in the back as a... No, it won't let me, actually. I can't sit in the driver's chair. That's a bummer. Because, you know, as a guard, that's what I'd be doing. I'd be sitting in the driver's chair. Yes, we can look at the timetable a bit more. You're running errands, Rails. Okay. C says the detail is good, but not worth 15 quid. We can see the full West Coast Mainline South timetable. We'll have a look at it. Amy says playing Hamburg. Hawks is the extra space before and on that sign. Don't know. C says off topic 220 in Manchester don't work. You select a service spawns you on foot somewhere at random. Yeah, that's known actually. But you can get to the train. You just got to go to the station that it's at and get into it. I did a workaround video on that. Your grandmother's in hospital. That's a bit sad. And Amy says correct with the green lights. Amy says like being marked on the ground, but don't put your bags and shit there. I might have. Oh, you can open the fuse cabinet. Don't know why. Because, you know, you can't do anything with any of these. So it's a bit useless that you can open the door. I don't know why they wasted their time animating that, but there you go. Alright, let's go look at the West Coast Mainline South timetable as has been requested. So, guard mode's a wash. It's a bummer. Yeah. So let's look at the good stuff now. I've spent 40 minutes rabbiting on about the bad stuff. Have I really spent 40 minutes? I have. Wow, 46. That's scary, isn't it? All right. LXS says the train is mainly for West Coast, Mainline South and Birmingham crew, so two of the blurriest routes I can think of. Not my thing to buy on consoles for sure. Bob says I thought of Fowler 4F and N-Gage a couple of days ago. That'll be nice. All right, so let's have a look, go back and have a proper look at the timetables then. So we'll go into each one, have a look at it, and come out again. So it looks like 34 to 35-ish kind of minutes for these things. There's a depot move. Let's have a look at the 2Bs. So there's quite a lot of these, but there were quite a lot before. So have they changed? Don't know. But, you know, there's tons of them and they look about the same as the others, 16 to 25. 350, 3, 2 and 1 I imagine will be relatively similar. So none of these look familiar. I imagine the long ones are stoppers and the short ones aren't. So you can drive a 350 if you want to. I did crank it up on the Xbox and the result was it was a bit blurry, but the I'm told it's the right build hasn't gone to the consoles yet. It'll probably go to the consoles tonight. So we'll see. So if it's a bit blurry, I warned you. The other 350s. I don't think that looks remarkably different to what we had, to be honest. 390s, the big cousin of the 805. So they're about the same as before. There's halfways and full ways. Ooh, what a way, that's so long. It's only got 2 stops. Must get stuck behind something. The Shedosaurus. So, bit under an hour. Few over an hour. Fair enough. 710s from Gobbles. Few shorties, few longies. Not that surprising. They're basically stopping services, so they should all be pretty similar from Watford Junction in. And the 350/1. Seems to have quite a few. London Euston to String and Monkey Nuts to London Euston. All good. There you go. Let's go look at the other one. Birmingham Crew. Modern timetable. So the 805 we had to look at before. So there's a few depot moves, not many. And the rest are either 20 minutes or 30 minutes by the look of it. Lots of them are spot on 20s. 150. Few depot moves and the rest are 20s, 25s. It's not that surprising. 153 should be about the same, I would imagine. Yeah, it looks about the same. Less of them, though. The 158s from Midland Main Line. Ooh, 4. Generous. 3 shorties and 1 shorty. Yep. 170. Excuse me, I was about to cough. I still do it. So 20s, 23s, 24s. Wolverhampton to Birmingham, Balam. We need Shrewsbury in the game. I want Shrewsbury. We have some 323s. You can choose any of them by the looks of it. But they are very short. If you want some mastery, oh, there's a few long ones. From Walsall to Wolverhampton, which is Birmingham. 323 we already looked at, didn't we? 350s. Yeah, lots of stoppers, and a few less stoppers by the looks of it. There's a long one, 113. And it's a semi-fast as well. 351 from West Coast Main Line South. Nothing particularly unexpected there. Some semi-fasts and some fasts. 352 from Birmingham Balam. So there's a few all the way. And there's a few halfway. Look at that. That's predictable. Wish it went to Liverpool. What? Surely not. 390s. Come from Monkey Nuts. So usual sorts of service mix for the 390s. Some fasts, which are probably halfways, I assume. Crewe to Stafford. Crewe to Birmingham. Stafford to Crewe. Yeah. A few Stafford services. I think they said there's more Stafford services. And our 66s, which are all going to be Crewe Basford Hall. Stafford Crewe to Basford Hall. Basford Hall to Stafford. Stafford to Basford Hall. Stafford to Basford Hall. Basford Hall to Stafford. Do you know, they could solve a lot of the world's problems by simply putting a train at each end and that we're done. We don't need to move them. Scotty from East Coast Main Line. Not really. It's actually his own thing. So it's a rail tour from Crewe to Birmingham. That'll be a decent run, actually. And the Jubilee Black. Let's go to Festive. It's a rail tour. Kidderminster to Carnforth, which is Bushbury Junction to Crewe. 42 minutes. If only we could really go from Kidderminster. And the 220, the train that never runs. Stafford to Birmingham, Birmingham to Stafford, Birmingham, Stafford, Birmingham Crewe. There's a couple of Crewe services. Well, one. Yep. I do actually think it's one. Okay. Yeah, I haven't seen another long one. Oh no, there we go. There's two. One going the other way. Yeah, and the rest are shorties. Birmingham, Stafford. Stafford, Birmingham. Alright. Let's drive one properly. We'll do it on Monkey Nuts. For now. Oh, do you want to see the training scenarios? They are actually quite good. So let's do that actually. Let's run a training scenario. Because they are good. I think they're worth showing off. Train depot, training. We'll run the one that's on the route. Actually, no, we won't. That's at night. I think that's at night, isn't it? Very early in the morning. Yep. Oh, yeah, do a cold start. Yeah, we'll do this one. 25 minutes. It is dark, though. I'll warn you that. Capepe says, can't wait till tomorrow. Hello, Capepe. It was worse when the old Dresden route. You couldn't spawn them via the map. Went to the right station where I arrived. Shrewsbury's good. Pete says, I assume the service you completed in intermodal didn't show up on the new one. No, they don't. Rail says wheels can't wiggle whenever the brakes are putting pressure on the tread of the tyre. They do on the HSP 46.
Preparing this unit at Wembley Sidings and taking it to London Euston.
And we're not going to put it in the dirt. Right, so this is a cold start one. So we have to press aux on for 10 seconds. Meanwhile, I'll look at the chat. C says, must have missed that video. That's an old one. Tube hasn't changed. It'll be real small bit. There you go. There's the thing. It goes beep, beep. So you know it's ready. And you can go and sit in the driver's seat. You have to press that button regardless of whether you want to run in electricery or in... I thought this was in the dark. No, guess not. Sit in the driver's seat. Yep, we've done that.
Starting in diesel mode, as there is an overhead isolation taking place.
What a good excuse. Joshua Summers, what's the 2025 timetable? West Coast Main Line South. We just looked at it. Rewind about 30 seconds. All right, let's master key. And it says forward, but the other tutorial says to put it in neutral, but I don't think it actually matters. I've tried both. It doesn't seem to matter. And push the diesel button. Then push the engine start button. You don't have to hold them very long, just a couple of seconds. And apparently we're ready to go. Sure. Now, the other tutorial does tell you to go down the back and set the tail lights. You don't have to. Ignore it. So it's nice to have a cold start in a tutorial, I have to say. Now, this thing has no guts. If you find yourself rolling back, there is a brake hold button that you can press while moving the lever. There's a good collection of sheds over there. Just roll our way out of here. Ibby says new services for the 377. Nice. Rails says the same thing happens on the FP40. Yeah, they're not actually wheels in Unreal. Remember that. They are round-shaped things. They don't actually turn. All they do is they make them blurry. Ibby says, why are the 66 services so less frequent? They just are. I mean, this is the star of the show, this one. Let's go and watch it. I ran this service on the Xbox X, or this training thing, and I was sad. Coupling up works. Either I can't figure out how to uncouple, or it doesn't work. One or the other. I'm not sure which. C says we need Birmingham to Shrewsbury. I think that would be good. I've been to Shrewsbury multiple times. We're going to stop down there and change into electricery mode, since we'll be past the isolation. Pete says, I assume the service... I talked about that. Rail says, I don't understand why Thomas doesn't have brake shoes, but he has brakes. He's got secret magic brakes. I hate that scenarios turn on all these stopping markers and stuff. It annoys me. I would rather just drive the train myself, thank you. But I get why they do it for the noobs. But I don't like that they don't let you turn them off. Well, it's not a new route, Rouse. Remember that. It's only a new train. We've had the routes for a while. Alright. Now we're going to change over to electricery mode, but I'll just let the scenario do its thing, because if you don't let the scenario do its thing, they crack the sads. As is normal.
Perform a power change here, going from diesel mode to overhead AC mode.
Whoop, whoop. Stop the diesel. You can just go into electric mode and leave the diesel running too. It doesn't care. Oh, missed it. Timed it so well the first time. Missed it. You're really going to make me hold the button? Really? Pantograph's up. You're going to make me hold the button, aren't you? Yep. And my fans have just turned into jet engines and the game has paused. I assume you can still hear me because OBS is responding fine. I'd love to tell you I know what's going on at this point in time, but I don't. Because my moose has stopped responding as well. Buttons work? No. Something bad happening. V for Vitty, hello to you. You can still hear me, that's good to know. Yes, my PC sounds remarkably like a jet engine. And it's gotten sad and lonely. Can I switch away from the game? I can. And now fine. Yeah, that's weird. Alright, it is going to make me hold that button, even though it doesn't need to, because pantograph's already up. There you go. You happy now? Alright, good. And go. Sad face. Only half my horn's working. That'll be this thing, though. not the train. Alright, off we go. My PC stopped making jet engine noises now too. It's good. Vectron, I don't actually think it's the game that's doing that. I think my PC is doing something weird because I am seeing lots of activity on storage as well, which makes me think there's something weird going on in the background. Let me just run through what I've got running. There's nothing particularly unusual. No. Train wash. Can't push the buttons though. Washy washy. It is a preview build. Hey Gav, how are you? It is a preview. Hello Robert. It is a preview build for the game, but like I said, I don't think it's the game. I think there's something weird going on. Because I have been literally playing this all weekend with no issues. Yep, we've got the semaphore coming off. Nice. It's cute that they still have semaphores here. Gab says PS4 PC edition. Could be. Grumpy says down under is too hot. It's actually not that hot in here though. I've got the aircon running, so it's not cooking in here or anything. And it wasn't that hot here today anyway. It was only about 33. Only, he says. There you go. You get a good idea of the wobbles. So it's now operating in pacer mode. So if you wobble in time, it sort of stops it. It's better. But if you get out of sync, it makes you vomit. Grumpy says, if you start to see flames, don't worry, it's just warm. Yeah, it could be. PC's having a hissy fit saying I'm going to quit. It may be. Mm. It did actually get kind of mad today because I was rendering quite a few 4K videos, so it got up to full-on cook. It was pretty hot. CPU was fairly okay, but the GPU certainly got hot. The CPU was topping out at about 70 degrees Celsius, which isn't too bad for a CPU, especially an Intel piece of shit. They're normally sitting on 100. So he says, you live in Wales. Line is your local line. Shrewsbury to Pwllheli. It's the most, or Pwllheli, isn't it? Most scenic. That would be Lush with the new 197s as well. They're meant to be on this line, end of 26. That's the, is that the, yeah, it's the line that goes past Tarwin, isn't it? It's that one. And goes on to Pwllheli. Hope I'm pronouncing that badly. I usually do. does have suspension. I forgot to show you that. Oops, went out of oil. I think I might be going a bit too fast to actually see it, but it does have it. It's got nice squealy flange noises. US, yes it is. It's useless. So what? Who? Me? What? That's that special line in Wales that goes to a station where you can get off the train at the station, but you can't actually go anywhere. It's pretty weird. When we get the clearance to use the Xbox version, I'll probably do a recording on the Xbox so you can see what it's like, but we're not meant to do that before it actually releases on the console. PS5 was the same too. The Paviti would appreciate if DTG provided an overview listing of all DLC locomotives and their corresponding compatible routes. Ah, do I have a site for you? I don't know if they will have updated this for the 805 yet. But this site is quite good. I'll pop it in the chat. Quite good for figuring out what goes with what. Robert says, thanks for the time and advice. Chat, learned a few things. Got dentist. Ooh, dentist. Ooh, hope it goes all right, mate. Grumpy says, you're in the UK. Make it happen. Flying Southerner says you need a motion rig with this train. Yeah, you kind of do. Is that train on our track? No, it's okay. And we can go faster. Yay, finally. C says, yep, bought my dog as well. It's the old train road for me. It's a beautiful trip. Well, we'll probably be on it when we get up there because we will be going to Porthmadog. Because we're going to ride the Welsh Highland to Carnarvon to see the castle. Or we'll start at Carnarvon and ride back to the coast and then ride up. I don't know. We'll do one or the other. We'll figure stuff out. We'll get there. Grumpy says not being able to pre-show on a console is insane. Look, not really. I actually get it. There's a certification process they have to go through. So I do understand that one. I would like it to be different. I would love to show it off, but it isn't to be. But that, I don't think that's something that they can actually do anything about. Here we go, full pacer mode. MTG says I'm going to grab it tomorrow night. PS5 will likely have some issues. I think it's looking pretty solid for what you're after. Well, you know me, I show you the issues. And this time I showed them up front. So, you know, normally I showed them towards the end. I get why maybe some people didn't think I show the issues, because maybe they never get that far. So I showed them up front this time. See what people do. See what people say to that. Did I not put the safety systems on? We didn't. We're not hearing any beep. There we go. That's better. Very quiet AWS operational there. See, I keep looking at this, thinking it's the speedo, going, I'm only doing 40, it's fine. But no, it's not. Bob says, I'm on Xbox. I think I'll get it when it releases. West Coast Mainline Birmingham Crew has the potential to be a good route, but it crashes more than a bumper car, makes it close to unplayable. I don't think I've run it very much on the Xbox Brum Crew. I should do some running on the Xbox, because it shouldn't be crashing. Amy says the IETs are quite rough in real life. British track, they also vibrate a lot. That's expected being an Itachi. Our Itachis are magic. Best trains we have. Not many left now, though. Says you'll enjoy it. Just make sure you take snacks and drinks prior. Oh, yes, I know about Welsh trains. And for the Welsh Highland one, I'll probably do the same thing I did last time and book one of the toffee seats with the big windows. That comes with lunch. If you compare the price of the toffee seat with big windows, with the comfortable armchair and the nice table and table service, with the other tickets, it's actually about the same price as buying lunch from the railway. So it's not that much different. But I have to think of the other half. She's not a fan of trains. So I'll make sure we get the good seats so at least she enjoys the ride and has a comfortable time. And she can see the views, because the views along that line are magnificent. If you've never ridden the Welsh Highland Railway, I heartily recommend it. It's really, really pretty. And you can jump off and hike up Mount Snowdon if you really want to. Quite a few people do, actually. It's quite a lot. There's more revenue from consoles than PC. The number I have heard publicly is it's about 80% console. And that's from a revenue perspective. Sean Land, hello Sean. No worries, V. Double yellows. I've recorded, and overnight for me, they'll go up. I've run some of the scenarios, so you can see what they're like. The scenarios are all pretty much like services. The same sort of deal you get from Skyhook, really. They're not hold your hand things, and they don't have... One of them's got a little surprise in it, but it adds an extra minute. It's not a big deal. Train faults wise, it does have train faults if you've got them turned on. I had them turned up too high at one point, and it took me 19 minutes to leave a station because I got door fault, wiper fault, door fault. And it was so crap I turned it down to low. And immediately got a door fault. But then I could leave the station at least. So I think it might be a little overactive on the faults if you've got them turned up high. Here we go into the world's emptiest station, taken over by the zombie apocalypse. We'll be leaving from here on our trip because we're going on the Caledonian Sleeper. Because looking at the price of that, it's about the same price for a mediocre London hotel room, plus 2 train fares, and that's the Caledonia Sleeper, and you get a hotel on wheels. It's cool. I don't think Siemens knows how to build anyone's trains properly, Rails. They had major dramas here. Some of them were our fault, some of them were theirs. Well, here we are. Euston the Empty. Euston, we have a problem. There's no passengers, Euston. There we go. So that's the tutorial. So you got to admit, that's a pretty good run for a tutorial. Amy says, is the hike wheelchair accessible?
Another driver will be taking these
I
in
don't
service later.
think so. Maybe if you had an off-road one, maybe. Whoop. Shake your tail feather. Other way. You hear the big contactors. But anyway, as tutorials go, I reckon top marks for the tutorial. Be good if the train was better, but top marks for the tutorial. I'd have to do a bit of research on that one, Amy. I'm really not sure. Bob says, sometimes after a journey or service, I like to do a bit of rail fanning. Now, what would you guys like to see? Let me know what you'd like to see. Real Lord Vectron says, TPWS always stops you coming into Euston. You're going too fast. And Foggy says, West Coast Main Line has improved enough to get this. No issues in the past few weeks, except for a light, short blur while driving a cargo line volume 3 scenario. Okay. Well, that's good news. See you, Grumpy. What do you want to see? Let me know. It'll be a 20-second delay, so we'll just sit here doing nothing for 20 seconds while I read the chat. You can come in at 15, Melbourne train guy. You should be able to. I just did. Amy says the Desire UK and Desire City has been alright except for the 360 since they moved to EMR, but well, EMR has to get them dragged to get properly maintained, so they run them to the limits. MTG wants to see a night run. Vectron wants to see a night run. Brum or Monkey Nuts? Choose wisely. Actually, I've done too many runs on Monkey Nuts. I want to do Birmingham. Do a night run on Birmingham. How about early morning? How's that sound? Oh, 4:33. Look at that. But no, I won't put you through that one because there's a lot of slow running in that one. Very, very slow. Holly, head to Euston. Drive this express service from Crewe to Stafford. Let's do that one. Sound like a plan? 6:53. Should be dark. Make it light clouds. Get rid of dynamic weather and go back to light clouds. And go. Brum Crew it is. Mainly because I've done so many runs on Monkey Nuts, I'm kind of sick of it. All right. Nighttime run it is. But forwards. Can I go into forwards? Wait, let me. Oh, I didn't turn the master key on. I just put it in. I'm an idiot. Doors would be left-hand side, I think. Headlights. And we are on electric mode because I can see the things lit up. What I will do is make this screen a little less bright because it's a bit annoying. That's as dark as it goes though, sadly. You can turn it off if you really want to. Safety systems. And there's cab lights, not cab lights. There are little desky lamps and stuff too, like the downlighter thing. That's over there. So if you want a little bit of light, you can have it. There's the cab central light, which is a bit yuck. And there's the reading light, which lights up just the desk so you can read what's on your clipboard. I might leave that one on just low. We'll see how we go. Let's have a look on the outside. Lights look okay. They work about as well as anything in Train Sim World. Passenger carriages seem to light up. The passengers seem to be on the correct lighting channel, so they are getting lit up. We often see passengers in trains that aren't. These ones seem to be okay. I reckon they could do with being a bit brighter. But they're not. London Euston to Stafford. That's a very small objective complete. Alright, lock the doors. There's our interlock lights. They are a little bright for me.
Welcome aboard this Avanti West Coast service to London Euston. We'll be calling at Stafford and London Euston.
Let's have some power. We've got the green.
Please familiarise yourself with the safety notices displayed throughout the train.
I think you'll find rails. Siemens is actually bigger than both of them. Siemens is a huge worldwide conglomerate. The headlights are nice from the outside. If you get a door fault, those lights stay on and the one with the fault flashes. You can find it from the outside. So the headlights aren't horrible. I think we only have full beam. I don't think there's a day and a night thing. No, didn't think so. So they're not terrible. They're okay. When you've got stuff for them to light up, they do. It's a bit bright with that desk light on, isn't it? Let's just turn that back to... No, is there no off? No, there isn't. Off. There we go. Now you've only got the display glowing. So the displays to me are a little bit too bright for night running, even in their darkest setting. Let's fang it. John Williamson, can a 805 run at 125? Can it? Yes. Is it allowed to? No. I won't tell you how fast I managed to get them to go. Down Licky Bank. Had to be done. Yes, look at the glow, Vectron. Look at the glow. It's like aliens are coming. Does say max speed 125, but this sticker... not fitted with speed supervision, so you are not allowed to do 125. You can only do 110. Which is a bit boring. Ooh, does have instrument things. Oh, that's what that does. Okay, now I get it. Off we go to Stafford. We are fully cranked. We are slowly speeding up. Slowly. It is properly loud on the outside. I think it's a touch choppy, but I've heard much worse, so I would put it in the realms of acceptable. MTG says he hopes the effect is the same on the console. Amy says the side lamps never seem to be bright enough. Use them to locate the guard on the platform since they're flashing when the guard is keyed on. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. Clever. Melbourne Train Guy says, what are the wayside lights for? They are junction lights. Hey, look. Do you know if I switch away from the game and switch back, it seems to sort itself out. Weird. Yes, the cabin shake is a touch excessive. Like Thunderbirds. Virgil? Virgil! Get into Thunderbird 1, Virgil! I'd be a Thunderbird 2 kind of guy. You can put anything in that. Rail says bigger doesn't always mean better. Why not? Amy says if showing the doors are released, the guard's locker door should flash. Melbourne Train Guy says, sorry, I meant the one's trackside. Yeah, the trackside lights are junction lights, and they're used for lighting up junctions, for working on them or looking at what the track's set to. They are sometimes around stations as well, so people can watch the wheels and underbody for departing trains. Amy says they could do 140 if the infrastructure upgrades were done and Hitachi allowed it. The family is all designed to have that upgrade one day. One day. An eternity later, one day never comes. I'm dying to know what that gash of light is in the distance. Is it the moon? Don't know. Might be the sun coming up, maybe. We shall see. C says I got 154 out of the 220 going down that as well. Yes, it has to be done, doesn't it, C? Everybody does it. How fast can it go? Rails, who's fixated on American trains, even though this is a UK train night, tells us that the same max speed for the GE Genesis is 110. Morgan the Time Lord, am I a 10 car? I think so. Looks pretty long to me. MTG says I would have said more World Police than Thunderbirds, but then you love Matt and Trey. Melbourne Train Guy says the TARDIS exploded again. That explains a lot, actually. Could be why my PC keeps freezing. It's a break in the time continuum. Now, did someone say TARDIS? Here's one I prepared earlier. Seemed necessary. All that effort just to get a TARDIS out. I put the original interior back into this thing because you can split it open, but at one point I had it set up to be a toilet inside. If I just quickly... Yep, I've turned off DSD, so let's quickly... Not that one. Let's quickly go for a run into the passenger compartment. So the lighting in here looks pretty decent. But you wonder who was driving the train, eh? This is not me. That? I'm here. Stafford, here we come. Gav said, oh Jesus, you brought the TARDIS out. A Zeus. See, it's fair to say you didn't stop for the red light, you just deleted the train. Fair enough. Melbourne Train Guy says, wasn't that on last year's Brick Ventured exhibit? Yes, it was. Sadly, this year's Brick Ventured exhibit has been getting ripped apart into its component parts and getting put back into the storage trays. I bought more storage trays today. I went to a Bunnings that said it had a large quantity of them, and they had one. So I got one big one and 3 little ones. Gav says, Melbourne train guy is in the cab ghost driving. I could do that. Oh, there's a thought, Vectron, if he's still here. You know how you've been working on that thing to control the train from the API? We could do a thing to control it from chat. We could make chat drive the train. That'd be awesome. I used to be able to do that with Train Sim Classic, but can't anymore. I reckon we need to look into that. Real Lord Vectron says, will Trent Valley connect to the West Coast, Birmingham South to Birmingham Crew proper? Probably not. There'll be one station missing or something. Joffanon, was there something on top of that TARDIS? Yes. A doctor. I have 3 doctors. That's the most recent popular one before the Scottish guy. I have the Scottish guy and I have a unofficial Tom Baker. He's not real Lego. Real Lord Vectron says it sounds like a nightmare. Oh, it'd be awesome. You get the chat to drive the train and just sit here like this. Oh, I reckon it would be complete and total chaos. I wonder how far the train would actually get. If anywhere. Behold the pantograph light. But where does it come from? Nobody knows. They made a huge deal about this light on the stream, but there's no source. It's too bloody loud out there. Amy says, pan down. There's a politician Australian named Pauline Hanson who is also known as Pauline Pantsdown. So whenever I see pan down, I always think of Pauline Pantsdown. You want me to do it, don't you? Should we do it? You want to know if it'll restart in diesel mode, don't you? Alright, we'll do it. Pantograph down, so... Yep, it's down. Alright. Diesel mode. Start the diesels. Let's see if we can drive. Got it. Can we power? Will it accelerate? Yes! Sounds the same though. That sounds like a diesel. I think the engines are running. I think that worked. How about that? I probably can do that with a bot, Real Lord Vectron, because streamer bot and speaker bot can do a lot more than talk. Coming into Stafford. Gab says, just like the milk van, aka the mat van. Yes. Smack the emergency button. Real Lord Vectron is getting excited over the idea of running the same head code between the 3. It would be really nice if they were all the same error, wouldn't it? And you get the same services with the same timetable. That would be really nice. You just hop from one to the other. Vectron says, loved Capaldi's Doctor, but his plot lines were pretty weak. They were. Very namby-pamby, very PC. I didn't like that the doctor got PC. The doctor used to be cheeky. Not anymore. Can they play the piano? Can you send commands to change the time of day and weather? Yeah, you could do that. That'd be fun. You don't want to do that too often though, it blows the game up. But I think with StreamerBot, I think I can put limits on how often things happen. There's another one going the other way, which had really bad headlights. Should probably think about slowing down for Stafford, shouldn't I? It's not very far away. Or at least not speeding. Lord Vectron says, make a chat bot where every 120 seconds someone can change the time of day or the weather. I think I can do that. That red's before Stafford, isn't it? Shit. I don't really want to spend this. I don't think we're going to. We'll be okay. Ah, it's double yellow now anyway. It's fine. Meanwhile, there's coffee everywhere out the back. Laptops on the floor. Scared dogs. Old ladies screaming. Kids going, nah. I reckon that sounds like a plan, Lord Victron. And prepare for the announcement coming along to you shortly in 5, 4.
Stafford, please mind the gap when leaving the train and step onto the platform before removing heavy luggage and pushchairs.
I have to leave you behind, Amy. Welcome to Stafford. Or as I call it, stuffed. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool, Vectron. You could make it a command in the chat. I like this idea. In fact, may not even need SpeakerBot. Maybe I can make Nightbot do it. Actually, no, I don't want to give Nightbot access through the API. I think I give SpeakerBot because SpeakerBot runs locally. For some strange security reason, I prefer local bots rather than opening stuff in. Amy says, I'm sorry that you're in Stafford. I was going through my tickets to see if I had actually been to Stafford. I haven't gotten off, but I'm not sure if I've actually been to Stafford or not. Last time I was there, I went to Wolverhampton. I know a crew member that works on that route. Yeah, we could probably make that work, Real Lord Vectron. There is a local hosted Nightbot. It's called SpeakerBot or StreamerBot. I just haven't moved over from Nightbot to StreamerBot because I don't always run StreamerBot. No, that'd be it then. That's it for that one. All right, what do we want to see now? Choose wisely. We'll stick with Brum because Brum's more fun than Monkey Nuts. I've done way too many runs on Monkey Nuts. Do. What about in a storm? It'll be about 30 to 35 Melbourne train go. Would be my bet. Let's go with 1053. And lightning storm with some fog. Lots of precipitation. Better put some snow in it as well. Lots of wind. I like this idea. Generally speaking, Melbourne train guy, multiply the pounds by 2. That's roughly what it'll always be. Because the Aussie dollar is inextricably linked to the pound for no readily apparent reason. There we go. Right doors. Headlights. Nothing sticking to the windscreen. Yeah. Well, we don't need windscreen wipers then. They do work though. I mean, down here. And put the demister on as well. Oh, it doesn't work. Damn. In fact, let's, we haven't turned on safety systems yet. Let's go for a walk. There's that. Let's go for a walk. So it's got a snowy chin. Snow on any of the windows? No. I'm going to get right over here. So there should at least be snow on the windows, but there's nothing. Is that a snow texture? Oh, look, I lied. There's a snow texture there. Wow. Okay, there's 2 places where it gets snow. 3. Oh. 4. It's almost like they buried the snow texture in another layer, but, you know, that's about it for the snow. Which is unfortunate, I think. Londo Spark, hello, the Canadian rubles were similar. Your video's about to come out, Londo Spark. I've forgotten what I scheduled it for. It's not coming out as a podcast because it's not long enough, but it is coming out. It's all processed, it's uploaded, it's ready to go, it's scheduled, it's soon. Oh no, door stuck. Great. All right, we're going to do this the easy way. Go down the outside of the train, find it. Oh wait, there it is. That was a hard one, but the one that it's stuck on, the light stays on that carriage, and if the door is closed and it's stuck, this flashes.
Please familiarize yourself with the safety notices displayed throughout the train.
Oh, look at that. Now we're getting snow. Bonus.
If you see something that doesn't look right, speak to staff or text the British.
Oh, we're even getting snow on the windows. That's good. Okay. I'm happy now. Already going too fast on our snowy, windy day. Actually, there's something I want to test my theory. Now that we're out of the station, let's just stop here. Because I want to know, does it wiggle in the wind? Yes, it does. Huh. It wiggles in the wind. Okay. Ian Bradley says, is this new release available if you just have West Coast Mainline? You need to purchase anything else to get this DLC. So you need the 805 DLC. You will either need West Coast Mainline South or Birmingham Crew. All of the scenarios and the training are on West Coast Mainline South. One training in the training centre. And if you don't have the routes, you'll still be able to run it. You can just plonk it anywhere you want in free roam. That's got the right kind of electricity, or you can run it as a diesel. MTG says about same as Kogo Line 5. Yeah, it's about the same price. Londo Spark says I think it's confused because parts were undercover. Well, let's watch it now. Still got nothing on the roof though. So no snow gathering anywhere, which I would expect to see. I mean, maybe not in the hot bits. There's my PC doing its weirdness again. It's only a shorty. Full Fang. We'll let it take care of the slip by itself. MTG says available as members only already. Yeah, I think it is. And go live later in the week, I think. MTG says I wasn't complaining, just trying to squeeze one more DLC out of your PS Wallet credit. That's a good thing to do. Do you know something I thought of the other day? When I realised that I was almost at 11,000 subscribers, I didn't do any kind of celebration for 10,000, which is a little remiss of me. So, I'll have a bit of a think about what to do. I can feel a giveaway coming. Seems necessary. Even though giveaways are a pain in the bum because everybody's on different platforms. Ah. Come on. Switch back. Something's pinching the focus from the game. That's what happened then. Do you get the impression the wheels were locked up then, or we were just sliding? Judging by the way the speedo reacted. Yeah, I'll have to look at what else I've got running. Something's stealing focus from the game. Probably that rubbish Rockstar shit that I had to install. Because someone wants me to play Red Dead. And I started playing GTA 5. Because I never have. Should have put it on my console. Vectron's getting tired of people complaining about money. Oh, yes. The number of people that ask me, is the DLC free? And no. It's amazing how many people ask me if a DLC is going to be free. Weirdness. Londo says the 805 has 5 cars and the 807 has 7. I like that bit of nerdery. Yeah, fair enough. MTG says you'll get the timetable for West Coast Mainline South, but you won't have the additional 350 variants. Yeah, they come from the other route, so... It is weird that you get the build up on the windows and not outside the cab. Very much so. Wait. Sticky snow. It's the Bakaki train. Flying Southerners eyes open giveaway. Yes, I think necessary. C says, weather on the game annoys me. It needs updating. It doesn't annoy me, but yeah, I agree it could be better. Real Lord Vectron Speedo went whack. Yeah, I reckon we were sliding. I think when the train applied the brakes really hard, we were just sliding. So as far as the Speedo is concerned, we were doing 0 miles an hour. Real Lord Vectron says, leave Red Dead alone. I started it, it works. And then I started playing GTA, which is incredibly frustrating. I have to replay each thing about 4,000 times to get through it. Because I'm just not that good with point and shoot games anymore. I'm not fast enough. Even with the aiming helper. Off we go to Stafford again. This one is another one only to Stafford. It's noisier in the snow, isn't it? I reckon it's noisier. How weird. Ian says, does anyone know if there are plans to update the East Coast main line in the near future? There is nothing announced for all things. Roadmap is your friend. Albeit the roadmap doesn't tend to say very much at all. So, you know, bit of this, bit of that. I would expect to see a roadmap pretty soon in early Feb. Just based on previous years. So we haven't had one at the end of Jan, so I reckon we'll get one early Feb. Because they normally announce it about a week out or 2 weeks out. MTG says, I get the impression a lot of those are really young kids though. Some of them are, but some of them are grown-ups. Amy says, can I have this one for free if I live in a third world country, Hampshire, and I need trends? Well, you know, you do live in Hampshire. You know what an Aussie would call Hampshire, don't you? We'd call it hamster. Londo says, I get the impression I need to buy Brum Crew and the 805. I like Brum Crew. It does have a reputation for poor stability on consoles. So if you're on console, I reckon I'd sit on my hands for a little while. Particularly on the Xbox. I think it's a little bit better on the PlayStation. But on the Xbox, it's got a bit of a reputation. Mimic says, do you believe in ghosts? Well, I don't disbelieve in ghosts, but I've never seen one. Believe, disbelieve, whatever. Vectron says, nothing announced regarding East Coast Main Line. Flying Southern says, a comment from one of the AABS in the pre-805 preview stream. One of the guys at AABS said they're looking forward to not doing West Coast Main Line stuff, maybe more third rail. We shall see. I think they're okay at what they do. Gav says, do you want to go for a trip to Mildura? Nice 49 tomorrow. No, the 43 is going to suck enough, Gav. I don't need another 6 degrees. I've got mates up around Mildura, up around the Mallee. So they'll be feeling it tomorrow. One of them runs a pub. I'm sure he'll be sitting in the cool room under the bar. Because that just makes sense. Amy calls Hertfordshire Hertfordshite. Fair enough. Did I tell you about the girl from Swindon? I had this girl who was a mechanical engineering student, and we were chatting away on the platform at Puffing Billy. And she was an engineering student, she was interested, and she was asking questions, and I said, do you want to have a look in the cab? So I show her around the cab, and show her all the controls, and let her chuck a shovel of coal in the box, and get dirty hands. And I mentioned the UK trip, because she sounded from UK-ish. And she asked me what it was like, and I said, well, there's only one place that was a bit shit, and that was Swindon. And he goes, I'm from Swindon? Yeah, yep, lucky me. MTG says as far as PS5 goes, it's pretty solid. And I don't think it's on PS4. I think it is only PS5 and Xbox S and X. but it does have a bit of a poor rap on the Xbox X and S. I don't know why it's different. I also haven't heard of anything being done about it, which is disturbing. Your lack of faith in the fixes is disturbing, Luke. 10 miles to Stuffed Up. MTG can stream it, doesn't scratch, that's good. Flying Southerner is next door in Sussex. You realise we're in a Southerner. We're in a cucumber. Although in the 5-car version it's more of a pickle. Vectron says, my gripe with Burman Crew is I haven't found a good braking spot from 125 to 30 mile an hour turn-off coming up. Oh well. Learn the route, young man. Learn the route. Londo says, I'm on Steam and the amount of RAM I have, it should be stable enough. This is good. I have 48 gig in this machine. Eight to Stafford. Gavnish needs to cook the eggs on the bitumen or on the bonnet of your car. I quite enjoy my car because I can press the lock button and then I can press the make it cold inside button while I'm somewhere else. It's a bonus. You come out of the shops and it's cooled itself down. Yeah, it's getting on to 11 PM. I have to get up tomorrow for work. Boring though that is. Londo would love to ride the sill seats on the Puffing Billy. Adult males have a little bit of a challenge with the sill seats, Londo Spark. Your testicles go to sleep. Not good for an adult male. Girls don't seem to have that issue. Might be because they don't have testicles. Well, most of them. Swindump, says Amy. Very good. Flying Southerner says you're going to pick up Forza Horizon 6 when it's out. We'll get TSW7 before that comes out. Melbourne Train Guy says the Series S is 8.5 gens. Will struggle a bit more, but in the X is essentially the same as the PS5. The X, I think, has a little less memory than the PS5 from memory. Amy says, what I'm hearing is Puff offers free bottom surgery. In a bouncy sort of way. You're basically sitting on a plank that's like that wide. And it's angled like that, so if the outside of the car's here, it's angled inwards, so if you let go, you fall on the people behind you. Forza 6 confirmed for May 19th, 2026. And we probably won't have TSW7 then. Vectron says XSX and PS5 are spec-wise the same, but PS5 is faster. It could just be a bug in the Xbox build too, I suppose. That wouldn't be that surprising, would it? It's getting on to 11 PM, so I'll do one more run after this, so if people want to start thinking about what they want to see, then we can go from there. Vectron says the long weekend was wasted. I didn't waste mine. I did lots and lots of recording. And I'm really interested that it... Oh, hang on. Look at that. No snow again. Ooh, and thunder. since it's going to be slippery, we'll start braking for Stafford a fair way out, I think. MTG says mine is surely faster, it's red. Yes, and Melbourne Train Guy says shed, shed, shed. Sunrise at Crewe could be a possibility. Sure we can find a route like that. Flying Southerner says bit of a funny one for the giggles, the 805 in diesel mode on the Brighton main line. That would be funny, yes. Good luck getting a free roam service in. Ian says, cup of time for you. Thanks for the info on the show. Cheerio and take care. Enjoy yourself, Ian. Thanks for dropping in. Appreciate your joining in the chat. Amy says you can get a free roam if you path in behind a Gatex and then stop at Clapham and East Croydon. But stopping at East Croydon, somebody might steal the wheels.
When leaving the train, and step onto the platform before removing heavy luggage and pushchairs.
Getting very technical about memory bandwidth in PlayStations. Amy says otherwise delete a Gatex and steal its path. Yeah, I suppose you could do that. Is that what people want? Just try and make sure we don't slide through the red down at the end there, because that would be a little bit boring. Righto. Londo says don't come a knockin' when the cabs are rockin'. BML sounds pretty good. So people seem happy with BML, we'll do BML. And stealing a Gatex is probably a good call. What happens if we just stay there? Inquiring minds need to know. Well, I can't lock the doors. I'm not in the chair anymore. You just drive off with no wipers.
This Avanti West Coast service to London Euston. We'll be calling at London Euston only. Please familiarise yourself with the safety notices displayed throughout the train.
If you see something that doesn't look right, speak to staff or text the British Transport Police on 61016. We'll sort it.
We are off to see the wizard. We're about to go piling off around there somewhere. G'day, how you doing? Don't know where we're going. Just look out the window, yeah? Well, we should be going on West Coast Main Line South, but who knows? Yeah, it's taken off around there. We're about to get kicked out, I think. But we'll sit here as long as it lasts. Because why wouldn't you? Because it is heading for Houston. Yes, you can charge your phone sitting there if it's the right kind of charger. It's only 5 watts, I think, though. It's a bit pissy. I'm surprised we haven't died yet. Very surprised. Just watching out into the snowy countryside there. COVID. There's one coming the other way, so we must be getting near to the portal now. Yeah, very near. We're about to die. Any moment now. Boop. There we go. Done for. Thrown out. Train gone. All right. Brighton Main Line it is. I haven't run this for a while. It'll be a stuttery mess. Yeah, don't tell an American there's 240 volts sitting at the table. They'll get scared. It's London commuter, isn't it? Timetable. On foot. London, Victoria. Let's make it difficult. 7 o'clock. Let's leave dynamic weather on. Let's live dangerously. I wonder how Americans die on UK trains sticking a fork in the PowerPoint. Just something I need to know. All right, this will be a good one to steal because it's actually about to go. So we'll kill this one as soon as I get up here to spawn it. Oh, don't tell me it's already shutting the doors. Oh, it is. You bastard. Boop. Bye. All right. Not sure how long this thing is if we sport a 10 car. Right. 8:05. 10 car loaded. Spawn. It fits. Yay. Oop, almost couldn't get in there. Is it alive? Yes, it's alive. Wow. I was kind of expecting it to start dead, but I guess not. Alright, let's grab a path quickly. Whack on the DRA. Set path. Oh, where are we going to go? That's Croydon, isn't it? There, Clapham. And then Croydon... Is it there? Or here? We'll go there. Streatham Common. What? What do you mean, please disembark the train? No. Why would I want to do that? Set path. It's right there then. That's better. Since we're waiting for a signal. Oh good, we've got a dead door as well. He beat me out. Bloody Southerners. No, I'm not going to go all the way to Brighton. It's getting pretty late here. Can we have a signal? We want to do this on... We'll probably have to do this on diesel, don't we? It probably won't run on the other power, or it shouldn't. Let's just make sure we actually can move before we sit here waiting for a signal like dummies. I'm beginning to wonder. Did I not start the engine? Oh, the brakes aren't... Oh, hang on. No, DRA's not set. Do we have a door open? We don't have an interlock, do we? We must have another door open. Oh, and my lights are off. It has no juices. No juices at all. Alright, back to electricery. I think my train's dead. Despite appearances. No, maybe not. Did I bust it by putting the DRA on, do you think? What's... So we don't have line voltage, so we do have to run in diesel mode. And that should be all I need to do. But we're not releasing brakes. And we don't have a interlock, which makes me think we do have a door stuck still. Come on, you can do it. Press that button 3,000 times. You can do it. Nah, still don't. There's still a stuck one. No headlights either on the BML. We got a carriage with its orange light on somewhere. We don't have right doors open by any chance, no. Ah, here we go. Let's just make sure there aren't any others, since I've already had two. Yeah, that one too. How's that? 3 doors in one go. Maintenance for the win. Brakes coming off, off we go. Yes. And you'd never do this underground. No, you don't have to be in neutral, Bob. It's fine to be in forwards. It's an electric line, but you can't do electric in this because it doesn't have shoes. It's only got pans. It only has pantographs. Actually, Bellon Park's really close, isn't it? Eh. Clearly I don't have the mastery turned on for this because the power station is not lighting up in all the pretty colours. See you, Vectron. Yes, there were doors open. Two of them. One stuck closed and two stuck open. At least we're not going to Croydon. Amy says TMS is going to help with door faults too much. But you can just run down the outside and find the orange lights. It's easy enough. There's someone not standing behind the yellow line. Has to be done, doesn't it? We'll just do that, though. Come on. And one for Steam as well. I just realised how far Bellon Park isn't. We still rely on the signalling cables, Amy, just not the power. I really should have set this down to Gatwick. Should I do that? All these other drivers are going, what's that doing here? Forgot about the 20-mile-an-hour bit. These things run in Japan too, but they're wider. I think called E3000s. They're a lot wider. Because UK trains are like skinny. Little things. back on Max Juice. Surprised this isn't more stuttery. Anyway, it is coming up. It's almost 11:30 here at night. I do have to get up early to go to work tomorrow, so I will call it quits after we get to Bellum today. Thank you for everybody who has joined in, and I hope you've gotten to see what you want to see. There should be tutorials live by now, and what I think of the thing, sort of a reviewish thing, and also the should be 2 of the scenarios will go up as videos overnight. Thanks, Fee. You too. Sail train for sea. That's all right. That's a perfectly reasonable thing. Nothing wrong with that idea at all. Oh, it's not this station, is it? It's the next one. For some reason I thought it was here. Flying Southerner, in the words of Steve, the Southern train driver, we are now approaching Bellum. Gateway to the south, alight at Bellum for a Bell hamburger. Oh dear. The guard I got down to East Grinstead was funny as. He had a great many comments about every station on the way there. I spoke too soon. Not too sure we're getting into Bellum just yet. I think there's a train in it. We've got up. It stops like greasy butter on a frying pan. There you go. It's moving, so we should get to move in a moment. Yes, there are definitely some funny guards. Stop rolling backwards, you. Go forwards. Go forwards. Don't spad. Go forwards. Go forwards. Thank you. Always wonder what's falling over behind them in the cab that they record on these trains. Bellum, next and last stop. Tom and Chico, hello. You're just in time for it to end, I'm afraid. Because this is our last stop in the Big Hitachi. We, for no readily apparent reason, decided to put it on BML. Chat made me do it. That's what I'm going to say. We all love creeping up on red signals, don't we? A passenger door has become stuck. Well, you know what? I don't think I care. So, that'll be it for tonight. Enjoy yourselves, folks. Thanks all for coming in and joining in the chat. I hope you got to see what you wanted to see for the Hitachi 805, the Avanti West Coast Evero. Generally speaking, I think the implementation's pretty good, but there are a few things that I've talked about that I'm not a fan of. And yeah, we'll go from there. So see what people think. You'll have it in your hands in about a day or so. I've got tutorials live now. And there's, well, they should be, I'll check, but they should be. And there's a bunch of other videos coming up over the next 24 hours before it releases. So enjoy yourselves, folks, and we shall see you later. On Wednesday night, we're doing Murder on the Orient Express. So if you want to join in with that, get onto my Discord, because I have to give you a special role so you can get into the voice chat for it, because the idea is for the people in the voice chat to help solve the problems. Alrighty, have fun, folks. Enjoy yourselves, and we shall see you later. And when I say we, I mean me, because I'm it. Bye.